It is believed that the best 4 years in anyone's life are those spent in the halls and along the corridors of universities. With hundreds of thousands of KCSE candidates being churned out of secondary schools every year and only a handful of universities to share, the competition has become fierce.
Many qualified students, although we've made strides and are admitting now almost 20,000 in public universities compared to before when it was like only 10,000 and maybe another 10,000 or so in private universities and a few thousands going to overseas universities, we still have almost 50,000 students who will be qualified to go to university but cannot find a place to go to.
We have a student population now nearing 47,000. And of these 47,000, slightly over 50% are from Module 2 programs. So there has been a massive expansion of access because of the Module 2 programs, and this has been replicated through all public university systems.
The distinction between private universities and public universities has become almost negligible now. All that matters is to get an admission. And the dividing line between privately sponsored, the so-called parallel degree students, and those admitted through the Joint Admissions Board now only matters when determining how much fees you pay. At the end of the day, the degrees are just the same. Or are they?
This notion that the Module 2 students are not qualified, forget it. If you like, we can open up. We take, for example, if the last student to come into medicine is 47.6 for University of Nairobi, Moi will take from there to maybe 47.1. Then from 47.0, you will find all the students coming to rush to do parallel. So it's not a question of abilities. It also depends on how the community values education.
All the same, it has been difficult for some to understand the paradox of the public universities putting a ceiling on how many regular students they can take, only to open their doors wide for parallel degree students. The university administrators say it is all about balancing between obligations and needs.
The notion, and it is a very bad one, that the people who come in Module 1 are poor is not true. Contrary to that, in my view, most of them are the ones who have been pampered through the private schools, and then they come to the national schools, and then they do well, so you must take them.
The expansion of higher education has come with several challenges. The biggest challenge for government at the universities is to have enough resources to support the great demand. So even though universities are trying to open up, they are greatly limited in terms of how many more students they could accommodate. As a result, most of our public universities are also forced to generate income in other ways, including through students who come as private students.
The demand for more university places has triggered the sprouting of private universities. The question many parents and prospective universities are asking is whether they have a noble mission to deliver quality education or just out to rake in the money.
The perception that the private universities are commercial is going to fade, because in another few years, what we see happening at primary level and secondary level in terms of quality, performance in private schools is much better. If you look at the world at large, the best universities in the world are private universities.
Critics of the private universities and the parallel degree programs in private universities claim that the race to take in as many privately sponsored students as possible must surely be stretching the resources of institutions. And with little expansion of physical resources, they claim quality suffers. The educationists say otherwise.
We have been able to improve infrastructure, laboratories, computerization, quality control, hiring of experts. All this has been done because of the Module 2 program. Therefore, the issue of quality, contrary to the belief that Module 2 programs have lowered quality, they have made us to survive, and they have made us to improve quality.
Today, there are also concerns about not just the brain drain caused by Kenyan graduates seeking greener pastures outside the country, but also whether Kenyan universities are training according to the needs of the job market and the economy.
It is extremely expensive, capital intensive, human resource intensive. Otherwise, we get only 48. We get the top students. And when you go to 47, maybe up to 46, you pick up the parallel. But the people whom we are living there are still cream of the cream. Well, but how do you train them? So that is a definite challenge in medicine, in engineering, in pharmacy, in dental sciences, and so on.
There are currently 7 public universities in Kenya, 11 chartered universities, 4 other registered universities, and 7 universities operating on letters of interim authority. Now, ktn Weekend Prime.